Hare Krishna, welcome. Thank you so much for being here and joining me on my channel today. My name is Jiva Pandit Das. A little bit about me. I've been practicing Bhakti Yoga since about 2018. And in 2021, I was formally initiated into the tradition. From 2018 to about 2023, I was living in the temple, living a monastic lifestyle. And it was around 2023, maybe early 2024, that I decided that I no longer wanted to continue embracing a monastic lifestyle. And I decided to kind of start practicing Krishna consciousness in a way that felt a little bit more real and authentic to me. And that's where I'm at. So the reason why I'm making this video and why I plan to make future videos is because while I don't really consider myself qualified to be a teacher, I still feel like I want to share some of the knowledge, the lessons, the wisdom, and the blessings that I've received while practicing Krishna consciousness. I feel like this journey has been extremely transformative, and honestly, I feel like if it wasn't for my practice, my spiritual practice, I would probably be losing my mind right now at the state of the world. Honestly, I wouldn't have made it through COVID, I feel like, if I didn't have Krishna consciousness. That pandemic really would have taken a toll on me mentally. But lately I've just been feeling impelled, I guess, out of gratitude, to try and share a little bit of, what I've received. And for those of you who are familiar with our tradition, you know that we're aspiring for unbroken remembrance upon our Lord and Lady. And in order to achieve that perfected smaranam, that remembrance, we have to properly hear Shravanam and chant Kirtanam. And I feel like I try, sincerely to make time in my daily life for Shravanam. I try to read regularly, and I try to listen to lectures from devotees who inspire and nourish me in my Krishna consciousness. But I just feel like there's a big lack of Kirtanam in my life. Due to my work schedule, I can't make it to my local temple for our weekly kirtan programs. And even though I'm reading and consuming all of this information and wisdom through the books that I'm reading and the lectures that I listen to, I just don't feel like I'm vibrating it in a way that's regular enough for this theoretical knowledge to really concretize. I think that's a word, right? Concretize? Solidify in my consciousness and become like a genuine realization. So that's kind of the purpose of these videos. As I'm reading, as I'm studying, as I'm listening, I want to take things that I hear or read that stir my heart to some degree, and I want to share that with you guys. And today, in particular, what I want to share is from a book that I've been reading recently called The Circle of Friends. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this book. It's written by Tripurari Swami. And it's basically an exposition on Sakyaras, the fraternal relationship one could have with the Supreme Person. And I might do like a little bit of like a discussion on the book once I'm done with it. I'm almost done with it. But if you have an interest or an inclination to Sakyaras, I highly recommend that you read this book. It has been such an enlightening experience for me. Me personally, when reading Srimad Bhagavatam, when reading the 10th canto, I've always had more of an attraction to Krishna's playful pastimes with his cowherd boyfriends. And I wanted to learn it more, and I wanted to understand it more, and I wanted to go deeper into these pastimes, and this book really affords us a wonderful opportunity to do that. But the one thing that I really appreciated in my reading recently, the author was describing how Krishna's friends are expert in and reminding him about the relationship the relationship that Krishna has with his beloved consort, Srimati Radharani. And Krishna's friends go to great lengths to alleviate the separation that Krishna feels in his heart from Sri Radha. And it's really amazing to see how, they do this through the pastimes that Maharaj includes in this book. And there's one pastime in particular. I don't want to go too deep into it. I think maybe I'll save that for when I write or when I make the video discussing this particular book. But there's a sentence in here. Hold on. Now I'm going to have to find it. 1 second. Okay. So as I was saying, Maharaj is glorifying Krishna's devotees who are situated in Sakya Prem. He's glorifying them for their ability to alleviate Krishna's separation that he feels from Srimati Radharani. And quoting the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, this is Brihad Bhagavatamrita 1.7.128. He says, "The best friend is he who reminds one of his beloved." And the Sanskrit is Gadopakari Smriti Dapriyanam. So I read that, and it reminded me of a conversation that I was having with a friend recently. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita and throughout Shastra that a devotee is a friend to all living entities. And I was discussing with this friend, it's like, yeah, I don't want to, I don't think I want to situate myself in the position of being a guru to anyone, but I aspire to be a genuine friend to all living entities. And I feel like in this way, cultivating the character and the qualities that would allow me to execute that role properly would be very pleasing to Krishna. And in this way, through just genuine, loving connection and relationship with other people, maybe that can inspire others to maybe inquire or think a little bit more deeply about their own connection and relationship with God. So I read that line, and it was just like, wow, this is the nature of the expert devotee. When I think about an expert devotee, I am reminded about how wonderfully they are able to remind us of our own relationship with Krishna. How capable they are of reminding us of Krishna's unconditional love and grace that is available to all of us. Krishna's showing up for us, guys, every day in so many different ways. And when we are absorbed in a reality that's disconnected from Krishna, it becomes very hard to see that. But that's the nature of the expert devotee. Through their actions, through their affection, through their wisdom, they remind us that Krishna loves us unconditionally, and there's literally nothing that we can do to sever ourselves from that relationship. And I feel genuinely like it's the integration of that wisdom and that reality, that truth, that impels genuine devotion. When one understands just how much Krishna is reciprocating with them and how indebted one actually is to him, that impels one to attempt to reciprocate, and that's the beginning of devotional service. So, yeah, may, by the mercy of, Krishna's devotees and Srimati Radharani and Krishna himself, I pray that one day I can develop the qualities to be a genuine friend to all. And by being a genuine friend, I have the capacity, or I have the skill required to inspire remembrance and bring awareness to others about their own relationship with Krishna and with God. So that's all I'm going to share today. Maybe in the future I can talk a little bit more about myself and my journey and how I got here and how I started practicing Krishna consciousness. But I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, until next time, Hari Bol.